trees. The wind moaned through the smoke vents in the roof of the big engine shed at Tidmouth. Now and then the moan became a whistle during the stronger gusts. The engines listened anxiously. "I hope it doesn't blow the signals down like it did that time when we all had to be flag-signaled through, Knapford," said Henry nervously. James, who had learnt a lesson that day, agreed. But the wind had not lessened by the morning. "Ouch!" exclaimed Henry as he came out of the shed. "I don't like this." "Pooh," scoffed Gordon. "Not scared of a bit of wind, are you? Whatever would happen to my express if I let a little bit of wind bother me?" "Well, you just be careful," retorted Henry. "I expect the bell on the viaduct is ringing like mad today." The fat controller had had an instrument fitted to the viaduct, driven by the wind. This rang a warning bell in the nearest station to each end when the wind was too strong for trains to cross safely. "Pooh," said Gordon again. "I've no time to worry about that." His upward journey went well in spite of the wind, but it was stronger by the time he set out for home, and he began to regret his boastful words. At the station before the viaduct, the signals were clear. "That's all right, Gordon," said his driver. "Away we go. But I think we'll cross as fast as we can, just in case." Gordon was still anxious, but then he remembered his passengers and what he'd said to the others that morning. "I don't stop now," he thought. "They'll laugh at me." When they reached the viaduct, Gordon was glad they were going fast. The wind funneling up the valley hit them like a sledgehammer. "Oof!" spluttered Gordon. It felt as if the whole viaduct was rocking, not just him and his train. "Hurry, hurry, hurry!" he panted bravely, and heaved a great sigh of relief when he reached the other side safely. The hill where he had stuck many years before was sheltered from the wind. But when they reached Edward Station, they came to a signal at danger. "There's a tree down across your track," the station master explained. "But the other line is clear, so if you push the train back to the crossover, we can get you past wrong line." "Bother," said Gordon. "We shall be late now." "Can't be helped," said his driver, and he put his hand on Gordon's reverser. As he did so, there was an extra fierce gust of wind. A tree at the end of the platform, just clear of the last coach, creaked, groaned, and fell with a sickening crash right across the points Gordon wanted to use. Gordon was moving only slowly, so he had no difficulty in stopping. "That's torn it," said the fireman. "We're trapped." "Don't worry, Gordon. Nobody's going anywhere for a bit." The station master ran to the telephone, and Gordon and his passengers waited. They didn't have very long to wait, really, but to Gordon It seemed like ages before he heard a cheerful whistle from the station yard. "Hello, Gordon," called Trevor. "Trapped by trees, are you? Never mind, we'll soon have you out. What a bit of luck I was sawing logs when the station master telephoned, so I had steam up and all my gear ready." Trevor was as good as his word. While he was working, Henry came by and saw Gordon's predicament. He didn't say anything, he just smiled to himself. Gordon was soon free. He thanked Trevor for rescuing him and backed his coaches carefully over the cleared points. With a cheerful toot-toot, Trevor trotted off to deal with the second tree. It was very late when Gordon reached the big station, but the passengers understood and didn't complain. As he went back to the shed for a rest, the wind suddenly died away to a whisper. "Wind," muttered Gordon crossly. "Bah!